Cyanide Studio's Game of Thrones is an oddity, to say the least. Developed by a studio that, until recently, was primarily known for developing horseback riding, cycling, and rugby management games, inexperience with the genre shows throughout.
This is not a good sign.
One moment things will look fairly appealing, and the next it's like looking at a game from the previous generation.
I owe you no explanation.
Set in the universe of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series, the game is a side story in that sprawling narrative. Set several years before the events of the books, and starring two original characters, Mors Westford, a veteran ranger of the Night's Watch, and Alistair Sarwick, a Red Priest of R'hllor. The game is divided into 15 chapters which, like the books, switch back and forth between viewpoints. While I am a fan of the books and the TV series and went into this hoping for the best,
I pray for things to improve with time.
this is a game that's deeply flawed on many levels. From its battle system, to its voice acting,
Several hells, Alistair.
First Gorod deserts, and now one of our best veterans betrays his vows.
I've heard it all.
to agonizing stretches of doors you can't open, ladders you can't climb, NPCs you can't talk to, and just general unused space. Now, maybe I'm being a little unfair, maybe I'm nitpicking a little too much, but try as I might to enjoy this game, I always found myself wishing I was playing something with a little more depth or polish to it. There's hardly a shortage of quality RPGs out there. Why force yourself to play something that's okay when you could be playing something that's great? Games that maybe don't have 2-hour loading times? Look at this. 2012. This is happening. Still loading. Still loading. Still loading. Oh, it's done. While the complaints I've raised aren't exactly deal breakers, and I predict this to be a game that manages to find an audience among some of the more hardcore in the RPG crowd, I just can't find many good reasons to recommend this game to anyone. While the story is certainly a few steps above your typical RPG plot, that alone can't make up for the overwhelming mediocrity of everything else. If you're a die-hard fan of A Song of Ice and Fire who's really interested in how this game expands on the books and the TV show, you're better off waiting for it to hit the bargain bin. Anyone else would honestly be better off giving it a pass.